Could this really be just an ordinary moment? Or is it actually the first sign of something far bigger and far more shocking? When two of the most watched figures in the world of K-pop, Jungkook and Kim Taeyoung, finally arrived in Tampa, all eyes were on them. But it wasn't the cheers that became the center of attention. It was something else. Something strange, distant, and difficult to explain. That day was supposed to be filled with excitement. Fans had been waiting for hours, some since early morning, just to catch a glimpse of two global icons known for their undeniable chemistry. But second by second, what the cameras captured sparked a wave of unexpected speculation. What was really happening between them? When the car door finally opened, the crowd erupted instantly. Their names echoed loudly, creating an almost overwhelming atmosphere. But as Jungkook stepped out, his expression was not what people were used to. There was no wide smile. No spontaneous warm wave. His gaze looked focused yet empty, as if something was on his mind, something too heavy to fully hide. A few seconds later, Taeyoung followed. Usually known for his relaxed aura and magnetic charisma, this time felt different. He walked with minimal interaction, and for a brief moment it even seemed like he was avoiding eye contact, not only with fans but with Jungkook as well. That was when the uneasiness began to feel real. Was this just a coincidence? Or was something actually going on behind the scenes? A short video clip that quickly spread across social media became instantly viral. Within hours, millions had watched it, analyzing every small movement, every expression, even the distance between them. Many began asking, why did they look like two strangers who just happened to be in the same place? One fan wrote, "I've never seen them this emotionally distant. Even without words, something feels off." That comment quickly gained thousands of responses, echoing what many others were feeling. But what shocked people even more was a brief moment when they were almost side by side. Instead of talking or even glancing at each other like they usually do, they seemed to keep their distance. Jungkook walked slightly faster, while Taeyoung slowed his pace. The physical distance was small, but emotionally it felt massive. What does it all mean? Some tried to explain it rationally. A busy schedule, exhaustion, work pressure, those could all make sense. But fans who have followed their journey for years knew this didn't feel like ordinary fatigue. Something in the pattern had changed. The dynamic felt different, especially considering how strong their bond had always appeared. Full of laughter, effortless interaction, and no visible distance. They had often been seen as an inseparable duo, complementing each other both on stage and off. So why did it now feel like there was an invisible wall between them? A theory began to form, spreading quickly like wildfire. Some fans believed that something might have happened before their arrival in Tampa. Something the public didn't know. Something big enough to affect how they interacted in front of cameras. Was it a conflict? A misunderstanding? Or external pressure influencing their relationship? No one could say for sure. But one thing was clear. The public reaction couldn't be ignored. Many felt worried, even heartbroken, seeing such a stark change. Some tried to reassure themselves that it was just a temporary moment. Others began to fear there was something deeper. What made things even more mysterious was the lack of interaction, even after they moved into a more private area. Normally, that would be when they seemed more relaxed. But this time, there were no such signs. An unnamed staff member at the location reportedly saw the two exchange a brief conversation, but with serious expressions. No laughter. No casual gestures. Just a short exchange that looked tense. If that's true, then the question grows even bigger. What is really happening? Many fans began revisiting past moments. Were there signs that had been overlooked? Was this not the first time they seemed like this? And if so, why did it only become so obvious now? Some even pointed out older clips, noticing subtle changes in their interactions over the past few weeks. Things that once seemed insignificant now looked like clues leading to something bigger. Is this all just a coincidence being exaggerated? Or are we witnessing the beginning of a major shift in their relationship? On the other hand, some reminded others that they are human too, with emotions, personal struggles, and pressures that aren't always visible. Not everything needs an explanation. Not every expression should be overanalyzed. And yet, it's hard to ignore what feels so obvious. What makes this situation even more emotional is how fans are reacting. Many admitted they felt like they had lost something, Just from watching that short clip, a bond that once felt so strong now seemed to be under some kind of test. Is this just a phase, or the beginning of something much bigger? As time passed, there was still no official clarification from any side. No statement. No explanation. Only silence, and somehow that silence made everything feel even more mysterious. In the world of entertainment, silence often speaks louder than words. And in this case, that silence is filled with speculation, concern, and growing curiosity. But beyond all of that, one thing cannot be denied. This moment in Tampa has left a deep impression, not just as an ordinary event, but as a point where many began to wonder, will everything remain the same as before? Or is this the beginning of a new chapter no one ever expected? As the night fell and the crowd slowly faded, one question still lingered in the air. Unanswered, yet impossible to ignore. What really happened between Jungkook and Taeyoung in Tampa? The silence that followed didn't just linger. It grew heavier, almost suffocating, as if the unanswered questions themselves had weight. In the hours after their arrival, the footage from Tampa didn't fade away like most fleeting celebrity moments. Instead, it spread further, dissected frame by frame, replayed endlessly by fans who refused to believe that what they saw was merely coincidence. It was shorter, shakier, clearly taken from a distance, but somehow it added fuel to an already raging fire. In that brief recording, Jungkook appeared to pause for a split second near an entrance, as if waiting or perhaps expecting something. But Taeyoung, who was only a few steps behind, didn't close the gap. Instead, he adjusted his pace again, creating that same subtle distance that had already become the center of speculation. It was such a small moment, barely noticeable to anyone who wasn't paying close attention. But for those who had followed their dynamic for years, it felt almost unrecognizable. This wasn't how they moved. This wasn't how they existed in the same space. Theories began evolving. What started as confusion turned into patterns, and patterns slowly turned into narratives. Some believed there had been a disagreement before their flight. Others speculated that something had happened during rehearsals or behind closed doors, something intense enough to shift the atmosphere between them so drastically. But there was something else, something quieter yet far more unsettling. A growing number of fans began pointing out not just what was visible, but what was missing. There were no playful gestures, no spontaneous glances, no silent communication, the kind that didn't need words because it had always been understood. That absence, more than anything else, became the loudest signal of all. Could something that once felt so natural really change this quickly? As the night unfolded in Tampa, more eyewitness accounts began to circulate online. Most were vague, some contradictory, but a few stood out. One fan claimed that during a brief moment near a restricted area, Jungkook had turned slightly as if to say something, but stopped himself. Another insisted that Taeyoung seemed unusually reserved, keeping his focus ahead rather than engaging with anyone around him. None of these accounts could be confirmed, and yet together they painted a picture that felt difficult to ignore. Back at their hotel, the speculation only intensified. Fans had gathered outside, hoping for even the smallest interaction, a wave from a balcony, a glimpse through a window, anything that might reassure them that everything was normal. But the night passed without any sign. The curtains remained closed, the lights dim, and the silence continued. It wasn't just the lack of interaction that felt strange, it was the consistency of it. From the moment they arrived to the moment they disappeared from public view, there had been no visible shift, no moment of relief, no indication that things had returned to normal behind the scenes. If anything, it felt deliberate. That thought alone sent a chill through the community, because if it was deliberate, then it meant awareness. It meant intention. And intention implied something far more complex than a simple misunderstanding or temporary exhaustion. Some fans began revisiting older interviews, searching for hidden meanings in past words. They analyzed laughter that once seemed effortless, now questioning whether it had masked something deeper. They revisited behind-the-scenes footage, looking for the earliest signs of distance, moments that might have been overlooked at the time. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, a narrative began to form, not based on facts but on fragments. Tiny scattered pieces that, when connected, seemed to suggest that whatever was happening now might not have started in Tampa at all. What if this was only the moment it became visible? That idea changed everything, because it meant that what fans were witnessing wasn't the beginning, but the reveal. The next morning brought no clarity.
Nos tatemens, no updates, no reassurem interactions.
Instead, the absence itself became the story. Media outlets began picking up the narrative, each headline more dramatic than the last, each interpretation adding another layer of mystery. But amid the noise, one question remained at the center of it all. What really happened? Was it something personal, something that didn't belong in the public eye? Or was it something professional, tied to pressures and expectations that outsiders could never fully understand? Could it even be both? And perhaps the most unsettling question of all, what if there was no single moment to point to? What if this distance wasn't caused by one event, but by something that had been building quietly over time? Because if that were true, then the silence wasn't empty. It was full of things unsaid, full of moments unspoken, full of emotions that, for whatever reason, had never been addressed, at least not in a way the world could see. As the day went on, fans found themselves caught between two conflicting instincts. One part of them wanted to analyze every detail, to uncover the truth hidden beneath the surface. But another part, the quieter, more protective part, hesitated. Because what if the truth, once revealed, changed everything? What if the dynamic they had come to love, to rely on, wasn't as unshakable as it once seemed? And what if this moment in Tampa wasn't just a passing phase but a turning point? Hours turned into a full day and still nothing. No smiles captured together. No shared moments. No signs that the distance had closed. Only that lingering, unsettling feeling that something had shifted, and that whatever it wasn't going to be easily explained. And as fans continued to watch, to wait, to hope for even the smallest sign of reassurance, one realization slowly began to settle in. Sometimes the most important stories aren't the ones that are told. They're the ones that unfold in silence. A single, fleeting moment captured unintentionally by a fan who had been recording from afar. The footage was blurry, the angle imperfect, but what it contained was enough to send shockwaves through the already fragile atmosphere. Jungkook, standing near a hallway entrance, seemed to shift his weight slightly before turning his head. Not fully, not dramatically, but just enough. And in that brief second, his eyes appeared to land exactly where Taeyoung was standing. Within minutes, the clip spread like wildfire. It was slowed down, zoomed in, analyzed frame by frame. Some argued it was just a coincidence, a natural movement taken out of context. Others insisted it was the first real crack in the wall that had formed between them. Because if there was truly nothing there, no tension, no unresolved emotion, then why did that single glance feel so heavy? Hours later, another piece of footage emerged, this time